All right, Glenn Davis joined here by the head coach of the Houston Dash, Fran Alonso, coming off a victory over Bay FC this weekend. They'll take on the Washington Spirit, actually Friday night, 7:30 at Shell Energy Stadium. Fran, thank you very much for coming on. Congratulations on getting that first NWSL win.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here.
All right, what did that game mean to you? 3 games in, you're really looking for a W, something positive, the way you did it. Maybe take us into the win over Bay FC.
Yeah, I think it's been, obviously, we say that from the beginning. It's a growing process that we have experienced, and you could see the growth in the 3 games from, poor performance, poor result into better performances, and then end up with the win in the process in the last 3 games. I thought the way we achieved the win was, perfect. It was fantastic. It was a great game, a stadium full. 2 teams that wanted to win, and in this case, we were rewarded we were in the 93rd minute, we conceded the equalizer, and it was one thing in our mind, which is win the game, the 3 points. We never set for the point. We were aggressive. We were pressing high. It was a throw-in, I remember, and we just were pushing everyone. We wanted to get the win. So sometimes you get punished, and in the counter-attack, you can concede and maybe lose the game, don't even get the point. But I think in this case, I'm very, very happy. I'm very proud of the players that they really aim for the win, and against an amazing loud crowd and fantastic atmosphere, and get the win there was very, very special. I think did so much good for us in terms of mental strength, in terms of confidence going forward. So yeah, a great win. It just, obviously, the data were confirming what we say, that we are a team we are very strong physically, we are very intense. The numbers back up that, but now also the results help us to believe that at the end of the game in Louisville, we finished very, very strong the last 15 minutes. And then the other day as well, we finished very strong. So that gives us a lot of confidence. And if plan A doesn't work, we always got plan B to try to get the win.
Fran Alonso joining us, Houston Dash head coach. The last 30 minutes, you made a change, and I thought the game really changed there. I know the last 15, it was even more intense, but I thought the last 30 minutes, it was all Houston Dash.
Yeah, I really like that. It was the most enjoyable part for me for the game. We have control. We have good possession in their half. It was difficult for them to break us down, apart from a few counterattacks. But I thought we controlled the game in the last 30 minutes. I thought, as you say, the changes really changed the game for us. And this is what we are training for. The players that don't start the game, they know they got the opportunity to change the game. And we experienced the same as Racing Louisville. The changes really help us and start to create more chances in a game that we didn't have many chances until the changes were made. So yeah, obviously we are not a strong 11. We are a strong squad, and players that don't start, they can still contribute. And this is what we want to install in the players' mind. And if you see, the 3 lineups are totally different. We don't have the same team and we change 1 player. We change 3, 4, 5 players, whoever we think is training better, they will be rewarded. And thus it got the good part of this is obviously very difficult for the opposition to predict who is going to play. Is very difficult for our players to just get confident and don't work hard, because they know the spot is there to grab every single week. The disadvantage of this is it will take us longer to establish these links with our players, because there's not the same players all the time. So it got advantage or disadvantage, but that's the way we believe in a squad will be successful. And so far, I think is working well. But obviously, Friday is an amazing opportunity for us to either keep growing or get a setback if we don't get the win.
Houston Dash head coach Fran Alonso, I thought in particular, and I know you don't want to single one player out, but I thought Diana Ordonez, her will and desire to win this game just really, really stood out. It was pretty remarkable.
I think we won the game purely based on attitude, passion, heart, and determination. Purely on that. I don't think we won the game of quality. I thought it was very, very even game in terms of quality, in terms of they dominate the first part of the game. We dominate the last part of the game. But I think, we show more desire, passion. The difference between, as you say, from the 60th minute in terms of winning first ball, second balls was there. The first ball actually came from us winning the ball twice in the middle of the field. Actually was the one that won the ball that actually ended up scoring. So I thought, yeah, the determination, the passion, the confidence, the bravery to go for the game. I think that was won us the game. And yeah, this was one good representation of what, this desire, this passion, this bravery, this aggression that we want, this energy. She was a very good example. In a new role, she played more as a 10 rather than the normal 9 position because of certain strengths and weakness of the opponents. We thought she could have a good game there, and I think we got it spot on, and I think she did an outstanding job for the team.
So that's a position where you want her to play as the 10, but you also want her to get in the box, right?
Yeah, obviously it's different when you are a 9 and you get into the box. The center back always is going to have you as a reference most of the times. When you are a 10, normally it's the 6, the one that have to be responsible. For 6s are more difficult to track players and they could be more dragged to the ball. So in this case, because of the certain attributes of a player that we know well because he was here last year, we thought that that might be a weapon for us, and it worked. These runs for the back post, she scored from it. Another was clear almost on the line. So we got success from it. That doesn't mean that every game is going to be the same. It depends of the attribute. But I know it's a player that can play as a 9 and can play as a 10. She's very, very determined, very strong in midfield. She works very hard, and I think she can give us a lot of aggression in midfield. So I know she can do both roles, and we will see her this season in both positions, I think.
Did you and the GM, Alex Singer, did you think the team needed a little bit more experience? Is that why we've acquired the likes of Ramona Bachmann, who I know from the World Cup and playing with Switzerland? And is that why you made those moves?
I think Ramona is a player that brings us not only experience, she brings us so much quality. She's an outstanding player, and she still can give. I know, it's in the 30s, but I still think she's playing at the top of her game. It's a player with extremely good delivery. Is very confident in 1v1. She can play down the left, down the right. She can play in any of the 9 or 10 positions. So it's also very, very versatile. And also, obviously, she got experience in every competition that there is. So very important for us because we are a team that want to especially get as many wins as possible, but we want to finish the games very strong. We want this. The most important part of the game is how you finish games. And I think players that are experienced, that have, that then get nervous, that, I think is important for us. So yeah, Ramona was a player that we thought can bring a lot to the team, and I'm delighted that she's here. Same with Ellen, another player. She was outstanding in the World Cup, give us this experience that we need to help also our young players. We got great young talent. You can see the example roster that we have recruited this year in terms of Avery or in terms of Amanda, Kiki, players that got great potential, and they need to learn from these more experienced players. So I think we are in a good place. I still think we should get maybe 1 or 2 more before the transfer window shut. We are working towards it. Let's see if it happens. But we are in a much better place than we were 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, definitely.
I know there are moments you want your press to really work in the game. Now that you're a couple games into the NWSL season, you spoke about how difficult it's going to be to transition into a new aggressive system that employs pressing at certain times. How do you feel that's going so far?
I mean, it went like the performance of the team. It went from not so well to being better. I think the last game was the best example. I think we won the game, obviously winning the ball in the transition phase. So I think the pressing is more effective now than it was. I think our players obviously are getting fitter and more used to this. A lot of high speed running, a lot of quick accelerations. It's different when you are more direct, and again where this counter pressing is key for us. I still don't think we are amazing at it yet, but we are definitely better, and you can see that games that we are end up being very strong at the end of the game is in part of for this. The opposition are struggling to match the tempo, so it's a working process. We are far away from an ideal performance, but I think we are growing, and that's evident, not only showing the results, but also the data tell us that. I got a lot of faith. We are training very well. I don't know if you know, but we have now access to a brand new training facility. So we not only got 2 pitches, but one of them is immaculate. It mimic the stadium. And since we are training there from last week, I mean, the quality in training has increased considerably. Very, very good. So we are very confident, very happy, but we know we are going to face a very, very tough opponent that are also getting better each week. And I think it's going to be a great game. And hopefully we get the win that our fans deserve, especially in our 10th anniversary.
Yeah, it's Friday night, Washington Spirit here in Houston. You get over and get the tickets, HoustonDynamo.com. Then you go to the Dash. So you said something very interesting there. Is a lot of the transferring and understanding of this new system simply getting people to go beyond their threshold of fitness that maybe they had last year? Because as you said, it's a little easier to play when you're dropping off and keeping the game in front of you. But this is going to take tremendous work from collectively, right?
It's a totally different. From a physical standpoint, it's a totally different style, and you need totally different outcomes. It's not the same when you want counter pressing, when you want a positional play game, which this counter pressing is going to be what is going to dictate if you can win the ball there and avoid the running, or they are going to break you down, and then you all have to sprint going backwards. So what we try to avoid is this transitional game. We want to have longer possessions. At the moment, teams that we have played that has been good at that, breaking us down at times. So, against, for example, our highest load has been against Kansas City. That's the more we run. And that's our worst result and our worst game because the opposition have more control on the game. So, but since then we have been growing. But yeah, it's a totally different. It's different when you want to build in the first circulation, more direct, no risk, or when you go to take risk, commit numbers in the pressing. If they break the pressing, then a lot of players that need to sprint backwards. So yeah, it's obviously it changed. It's a totally different style and require different outcomes. So yeah, our physical preparation, I brought a person from my previous club that knows exactly how to prepare the players for that style, and I think he wasn't clear for a few weeks, but since he's come, I think the growth of the team has been evident from a physical standpoint, and we are still working on it. We still need to get better, but I think it's evident how well we finished the last two games, especially the last one.
Dash head coach Fran Alonso joining us. They will play the Washington Spirit on Friday night. Before we get into the Spirit, just a quick question here. He's not there yet, to my understanding, but Jonathan Heraldez is a Barcelona coach who's ultimately going to come over and take the Washington job once that season ends. Again, he's a young coach like you. What's going on? We're getting a lot of good Spanish coaches coming into the NWSL. Just take me into what the opinion of the league from the other side across the Atlantic is looking back in our direction.
Yeah, so Jonathan is a friend of mine. So we've been in contact for a few years now. We do sessions together in the computer just to show each other when I was in my previous club, and he was assistant at Barcelona. Then he got the job there. I think he's an outstanding coach. Outstanding. He worked very, very well. He's very good in man management. And then tactically, he's top. He's top. Actually, he's a Champions League winner as an assistant and then as a head coach as well. So that's incredible experience that come to the league. I think he's no doubt one of the best coaches in the women game. And I think that's great for all of us to bring this caliber of coach to the league. Unfortunately, you put us in the same age frame. We are not. He's way younger than me. And I think he's also, better than me. So he, is great. It's great for the league to have. I think in my opinion, Barcelona is one of the best teams in the world, if not the best. The football they play is outstanding. And I think it's fantastic that this is going to challenge all of us to be better as well. He's not here yet. He got Adrian, his assistant, who got similar philosophy. So the team already have some traits that I know he's implementing. But it's good because we know each other. We know how we play. So hopefully it's going to be a tactical battle and hopefully we can get the best. But yeah, they are growing as well as we are. And I think for the league is fantastic. In terms of why the league is appealing, I think if you work in the women game, this is the league to be. It's the most competitive league in the world by far. Anyone can win it. You saw the sample of Gotham finishing bottom and then the next year winning the whole thing. So this is incredible. Competitive here is all about little details. A little detail can make you win a game or make you lose a game. With 2 games to go, almost everything could get into the playoffs. It's crazy. It's how competitive it is. Right now, it's only one team with 100% record after 3 games. That tells you everything. So for any coach that is in the women game is very, very appealing. Even for me, I've been in the past in the men Premier League, and for me, this is the most challenging probably as a coach, but the more enjoyable for sure because it's a tactical battle every single week. There is no easy games at all. So this is very, very appealing for coaches because we also want to grow. We also want to get better. So for me, it's fantastic, and the fact that we are able to bring Jonathan here is great. And then, as a consequence of that, some of the best players in the world, the ones that are not here, some are already here. The ones that are not here, some of them are thinking to come because the level of the league is growing. So yeah, I think we are in a very good place, and we will continue to grow.
He is the Houston Dash head coach. He is Fran Alonso. All right, Washington comes in with players that are very identifiable stars. Trinity Rodman, Casey Kruger was acquired, Nicole Barnhart in goal. Some thoughts on Washington and what you face on Friday night?
Yeah, we faced them in precision. We actually have a good performance against them. It was a very good game. It was a game where I was very proud of the players. It was a precision friendly. They didn't have Rodman. She was with the national team, but also we were missing our internationals. But it was a very good game, and pretty much the rest of the team were playing that game. So we know their players, we know their strengths. They were very dangerous in certain actions. I think they are now playing much better. You can see the links between players has been, more developed. We presented very high in the first game, and they end up being very direct because we were successful in the pressing. Now, in the games I've seen, they've been more successful playing off from the back. They make this back three in possession to build with a back three. And obviously they have been able to do it successfully. Some teams like Seattle, they just let them have the ball there. Some teams try to be more aggressive, but they've been having longer possessions and they've been better on the ball. So it could be a question mark if we can stop this playing out and we can win the ball high like we want, or we will need to drop into a medium block if they break us down. That's to see. But definitely, I think it's a very good team. The points are there. They got 6 points after 3 games, so it's quite good record for a new team with a new coach. And it's the same for us. Our record is also not bad, and it would be a great game. And for the winner, it would be a very, very happy day. So hopefully it's us.
Fran, listen, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Congratulations on NWSL first win. I look forward to seeing you get number 2 on Friday night against Washington. And thanks as always for your time.
Thank you very much. I hope you're right and we get this win. Thank you for having me.
All right, that's Houston Dash head coach Fran Alonso.